They got their strongest side out, run it up. Very fine goalkeeper Wignall, the man that all Nottingham believes should be in the England side. And behind him, McKinlay, perhaps the finest Scottish centre-half never to have been captured by his country. So Nottingham Forest certainly not making any panic changes. And neither are West Ham United, but they have had to make 6 changes, partly because of injury, partly because a lot of the players have lost confidence. There's no Johnny Byrne, there's no Ken Brown. In fact, there are 5 men missing from their Cup Winners' Cup team in today's lineup. But Bobby Moore is back at left half after leading England, and we welcome Jimmy Bloomfield, the man they signed last week. It'll be a second game at Oldham, there to try and restore confidence in a confident, shattered team. Still, as I say, I think it's only a matter of time before these two teams really recover from these bad starts that they've made and start charming us once again with their particular brand of high-class football. And now we're all set for the match of the day, Nottingham Forest against West Ham United.
And to start, it's Nottingham Forest playing in the dark shirts. This, their centenary year, all anxious to do well, and they've reminded everybody in their excellent centenary booklet that when the club was founded, whiskey was only 15 shillings a gallon. Why bring up those good old days? Now, West Ham United, you might think, are playing in all white, but actually in pale blue. Throw to Forest, being taken by Alan Hinton, international outside left. This is Barnwell, the Bishop Auckland and Arsenal player. Now Moore, and that's right out of the ground. And honest people in the city of Nottingham. Now here's McKinlay for Forest. Mocken. Forest gradually slipping into their rhythm. The sort of football that made them popular throughout Britain. Forest at the moment got the wind behind them. Jeff Whitefoot across to Newton, promising wing halfback, already an under 23 player. Hindley. Oh, and that was almost an own goal by Kirkup. Understanding between Kirkup and Standen. Kirkup. Redknapp. Experienced play by number 10. Number 10, Barnwell. Here's big Frank Wignall. Hinton. Dark hoop you can see on the West Ham shirts. It's in claret colour. Now Wignall for the Forest. A neat bit of covering by Eddie Bobbington. By McKinlay. Whitefoot with McKinlay covering. McKinlay forward now to Newton. That was the chest, as the referee says. Bennett now to Bloomfield, and Hurst is offside. Free kick to Forest. going to be taken by their captain, McKinley. He's played over 500 times for the club. So far, it's Forest doing all the attacking in the early minutes. West Ham content to defend. There's Moore playing his usual dual centre-half role on Newton. He's hit the post, a great shot. And here's John Charles, one of the many West Ham youngsters. No relation to the famous John Charles. Bloomfield, he's the man that's got to put a spark into this West Ham attack. And again, a fine bit of play by Bloomfield. Oh, Hinton's not got that amount of speed. Hurst to Redknapp. And here's McKinley for Forest. Can Wignall move onto it, but being very closely marked by Peters. Bloomfield doing well to come back and get that one. Bobby Moore for West Ham. Oh, a bad mistake by Hindley. A great chance for Peter Braybrook. Hurst. What a chance gone a begging. Dear, dear. Well, there was almost enough time for me to get off this rostrum and go down there and put the ball in the net for them. That could well be a fatal miss by West Ham, but nice Newton into Addison for Forest. And Newton, maybe a crack from him again. Barnwell taking over from Wignall. Newton moving up. One too many going for that one. Strange, for all their superiority, Forest hadn't carved out one real chance yet. Standen hasn't had a shot to save. Oh, a waste of so much of Forest's good work. Now, Ian Moore appears to be a favourite with the crowd, getting a corner kick off Charles. Ian Moore with the corner for Nottingham Forest. Up goes Wignall. Now, Hinton. Now then, I don't think Hurst can reach that one. Hindley forward to right foot. Addison back to Hindley. West Ham dropping back now to this barrier in front of their goal. Forrest tried a lot of this long ball, but it's not paying off. quarter of an hour left. First half, no score. Bovington with Kidley with legs which will stretch anywhere to stop a ball getting through. Just imagine for the last 30 minutes, Peter Grummett in the Forest goal has been so unemployed, he must be thankful it's quite a warm afternoon. Otherwise he'd have been frozen to death. Just had to stand still and watch his forward attack once again as they are doing now. And Ian Moore. And there's Bennett, the West Ham inside left. Braybrook, the outside left. Now Charles, is it out of play? Where's the linesman? Can't see him. Yes, it is. Not a good one from Newton. Red mat misjudged it. And here comes number 6, Whitefoot. 10 West Ham men back in defence now. Hinton, that's a beauty, a great goal. That's, oh, what a goal. And there is the outside left, Alan Hinton, who has scored the first goal for Nottingham Forest. And let's pay a great tribute to the crowd. There is not one streamer, one toilet roll, nothing has been thrown on the pitch. There he is, number 11, Alan Hinton, 1-0, Forest lead. Now here's Braybrook. Oh, that was zipping and dropping from Bennett. Moore. Going to get back from Bennett. Still, Forest very much on top. A very tight grip on West Ham. He's going to play that by John Charles. There's young Charles. Braybrook, Charles. But it's how did that bit of paper get onto the pitch? Strange to see it at Nottingham Forest. Number 9, Wignall. Moving away from the middle to try and draw Peters away. Here's Addison. Wignall. Charles rather slow off the mark. Oh, both will be staggered by that one. Foul by Hindley. Charles wondering what hit him. I think he'll be up at the count of 8. Now the steam knocked out of this young lad. He seems to have got a blow just below the right knee. And it looks now, yes, John Charles, the West Ham left back, going off for a few minutes. I think he'll be all right. Just a bit more massage and Charles will be back with us. Free kick to West Ham. This is Hurst. Redknapp seems very little of Redknapp. Five minutes to go for half-time. And Forest lead 1-0. Now, can Hurst change all that? Ian Moore. Into Addison. Chance for Forest to strike. West Ham down to 10 men. This is Hindley, the right back. Now, can Balmer climb up to that one? Corner. There's obviously a young nurse going around and have a look at Charles. Number 11 is Hinton. Man who got the goal, now taking corner. Oh, bad bit of misjudgment by Standard. Another corner kick. Ian Moore to take the corner for Forest. McKinley, number 5, climbing up. Oh, a lovely header by Wignall. Rose right behind McKinley. I'm beginning to wonder whether John Charles isn't rather more badly hurt than we thought. I notice Ron Greenwood is now running around the track to have a look at him. A nice Wignall to Newton. Moore making ground on the right. Ollie Moore. Looks now that Charles is on his feet, but limping a bit, and the West Ham manager approaching him now, Ron Greenwood. This is number 4, Newton. Wignall to Whitefoot. Oh, White pushing it forward now to Hinton. Good one. And I don't think we're going to have Charles back on this pitch. Braybrook. There's Bloomfield now for West Ham. Redknapp. One thing is that we're so near half-time now that Ron Greenwood, the West Ham manager, can quite safely delay his decision as to whether to send Charles back until after half-time. Oh, what a bad mistake. A great chance now for Wignall. It's number 2. And an absolute sitter given him by Kirkham. There is Frank Wignall, the former Everton and England leader, who makes it 2-0. Scorer, Frank Wignall. Gift from Kirkham. So Forest are 2-0 in the lead. And it's a long time since they got 2 goals. In fact, not since August 28th, when they last won. Hindley coming up the right wing. And Ian Moore, it's going to be 3. Moore makes it 3-0 for Nottingham Forest. 2 goals in 60 seconds. And there goes the whistle for half-time, with Nottingham Forest 3-0 in the lead.
You might recognize the music in the background. Make it easy on yourself. Well, West Ham haven't done that. They've made it difficult on themselves. The last 5 minutes, 2 goals against them and a man taken off. So it's a pretty rugged, awful game for West Ham. But they deserve to be 3 down. So they did have a chance of scoring in one of their spasmodic raids before Forest took the lead. Terrible miss by Hurst, that was. But really, this is the Nottingham Forest half, well on top, commanding the whole of the game, and suddenly deserve to be in such a commanding position. But whether West Ham will come back in the second half, well, we'll just have to wait to see.
And West Ham United, 3-0 down, then start this second half, and they have sent on their substitutes. David Bickles, you'll notice him playing number 12. He's now playing as the centre half back. He's on instead of John Charles, the left back. Here's Kinley, and there's number 12. There he is, David Bickles, the substitute. Bovington. That was rather a late tackle by McKinley, who sportingly acknowledges his error. Free kick to West Ham. Played a purely defensive game in the first half. Doing no good playing that sort of game in the second half. Now they're trailing by 3 goals. Wignall. Here's Bickles. Find Braybrook and finding it up to Bloomfield. Hurst rather slow off the mark, having no success at all this afternoon, Hurst. Hurst on to Braybrook. Bloomfield, oh, Hurst if he could turn quickly, but there's Barnwell back in defence. Forest again. Wignall. Okay, tackle by Bobby Moore, and here comes the strong Bobby Moore moving forward up to Hurst. Moore again. Braybrook. Braybrook, oh, sparkling star, but and here he is, still sparkling. But offside. Bloomfield was offside, and he did interfere with the play. So it's a free kick to Nottingham Forest. Bickles. Number 7 is Redknapp. Kick up going down the right wing. But I don't think the Forest fans will be in any mood to see their team just rest on their laurels. They'll want all action stuff in the second half. And now here's a chance for Addison, and number 4. Colin Addison made it 4-0 for Nottingham Forest. This is a severe drubbing that West Ham United are getting. Barnwell played such an important part in this tip-top display by the Forest. And Hinton being held by Kirkup. Free kick to Nottingham Forest. Hinton to take it. And free kick given, I think, hands against centre forward Wignall, yes. Up to McKinley, and sparkling football from Forest. Lovely to watch now. Ian Moore. Moore will never reach that one. Five minutes gone, and West Ham now trail by 2 goals to 0. By 4 goals to 0, rather. I think I said 2 then. Redknapp, and there's Kirkup trying to overlap on the right wing, but he hasn't got the speed to beat Mocken. And once again, here comes Forrest, still very much on top, still calling the tune. The only forward who hasn't scored, Barnwell, but he's played a splendid game. Hinton. Bennett with the throw. It's still one-way traffic. Forest team is just like a tide that's always coming in. Whitefoot. Good work by Martin Peters. Back to Newton. That was a lucky one, but when you're on top as Forest are, the luck always goes with you. Ian Moore, here's Newton on the right wing, number 4. In it comes to number 8, Bloomfield. There's Braybrook. Whitefoot going across to challenge him. Redknapp, Bloomfield. That'll do for safety. Lovely football by Wignall to Hinton. A good tackle by Bobby Moore. Lots of determination in that tackle. Barnwell. Well, Hinton's well onside. And that was just deflected away from Addison by Bickles. Braybrook. Up comes Bovington. Bovington wearing number 5, but played as a wing half throughout the match. Now Redknapp. He can climb up to that one. Bloomfield. And a fine save, and again a fine save. And well, it seems West Ham are just capable of getting the ball in the net. Colin, late tackle by Peters. Free kick to Nottingham Forest. Free kick to Forest, who lead 4-0. And here they come again. All after goal number 5. Newton. Addison. Ian Moore. Addison back to Moore. McKinley too. McKinley, everybody crowding into the West Ham half. Number 11, McKinley. Barnwell back to Mockham, the fullback. Addison, Barnwell. Well, it's all happening in this West Ham goal mouth, isn't it? There's Braybrook, West Ham. Changing the scene for a moment. And everybody looks as if they're thoroughly enjoying it. Bobby finding Hurst. And now Bloomfield, Braybrook, lots of room. Finding now number 10, Bennett. Peter's gone up in a last despairing effort to snatch a goal for West Ham. And it's Forrest hitting back. Hinton. Oh, a lovely break by Hinton. A superb break. And a fine save by Standard. Hurst, and there's Moore moving up. Hands, yes. And a wee bit of trouble at the other end. I see Hinton is hurt. There's Hinton hurt, there he is. Alan Hinton, who made that superb break. The bang on the right knee. No, it's not. It's a little high. It's his thigh. Jack Burkett, former club captain, now the club trainer. Doing his stuff. Deciding, oh, well, I'll get you off the field. We're leading 4-0. We can do with 10 men for a bit. There's Barnwell, who's done so much work, doing a wee bit more, carrying the trainer's stuff off the pitch. Yes, and on comes the substitute. Yes. Wilson is coming on. There he is. David Wilson. Strange that both substitutes have been used and both have the Christian name David. And there's Hinton, the man who's injured. So, 10 minutes left. And Forest lead by 4-0. And a goal kick to West Ham. Bovington. Redknapp. Addison for Forest. Hindley, the right back. Has for West Ham, Redknapp got down the middle, but instead it's with number 8, Bloomfield. Here's Braybrook. Oh, if anybody the West Ham side deserves a goal, it's Braybrook. Big cheers as Wilson touches the ball for the first time. Wilson, the Forest substitute. Barnwell taking over. To Wilson. Fine anticipation by Standard of the West Ham goal. This is Bobby Moore. Finding Redknapp. Well, West Ham's still giving it all they've got, just not enough. Trying to find Barnwell, who's pushed in the back by Bovington. Free kick to Nottingham Forest. Up to take it comes Whitefoot. Number 8 is Addison. Away goes Bloomfield. Bad one by Hindley. Hurst. And a foul. Hurst stuck out his elbow. And the free kick's got to be taken from the right spot, of course. McKinley with the free kick. Barnwell. Centre forward, Wignall. And up comes Newton. Whitefoot giving Newton another bite at the cherry. Whitefoot himself now. Number 7, Ian Moore. Both outside rights. Opposing each other then. But the wall pass nearly worked for Wilson. Mocker to Ian Moore. Peters climbing a wee bit higher than centre forward Wignall, still in frame. Barnwell, there must be a goal. Wilson. Wilson has scored. Number 12, the substitute. Well, he only had 10 minutes to play, and he's scored a goal. And Forest lead now 5-0. Their biggest win of the season. And one thing West Ham can say to cheer themselves up, there isn't much longer to go. Just under a minute, not counting any injury time to go. Here's Ian Moore. Oh, well saved by a policeman. That's the great cheers from the crowd. Hindley for Forest. Up to Wilson. Barnwell calling for it. Instead it's out to Ian Moore. Barnwell hanging back. Here's Barnwell. As the whistle goes for the end of the match, with Nottingham Forest the winners rather easily by 5 goals to 0.
No doubt about that one, was there? Nottingham Forest thoroughly deserved to win by 5 goals to nothing, and no doubt this means that they have turned the corner. They will get a lot of confidence. They'll be able to go forward now and play the sort of football which has made them so popular throughout the length and breadth of the Football League. It's a superb victory then, 5 goals to nothing, but still a lot of worries for West Ham. Another player injured, another defeat, and they're right down in the mire at the bottom of the league. Now, talking about the league positions, let's have a look, first of all, at the top of the First Division, and we see it's great news for Yorkshire, with Sheffield United still there in the lead, and only 1 defeat this season. Then Arsenal coming second, except the goal average is strange, only 19 goals for, 16 against, and a triple tie in that third place. So it's still anybody's guess who's going to be the champions. The favourites, Manchester United and Liverpool, not in the top 6, you'll notice. Now we look down at the bottom. Blackburn Rovers still there, despite the fact they got their first away win of the season today, and only the second of the whole season. Blackburn Rovers winning at Chelsea. And Mike England got one of the goals too, a Welsh centre-half playing at centre-forward. And West Ham United, you notice, with the worst defensive record in the league, still among the relegation struggle. So that's it then. Today's match of the day, let me just remind you, is won by Nottingham Forest 5 goals to 0 over West Ham United. And we'll have another exciting match of the day for you next Saturday, and I hope you'll join us then. Till then, it's good night.